The small beach town of Belmar is a summer staple at the Jersey Shore. You got the beaches, marina, bars and restaurants, and boardwalk all combining to create memories for thousands of kids and adults alike. Belmar was voted the #1 beach in Monmouth County, and it hosts numerous events like the New Jersey Sandcastle Contest, the New Jersey Seafood Festival, a pro surfing competition, and of course, we all love the world-famous St. Paddy's Day Parade. Now, all of that was thrown into jeopardy in October of 2012 when the tiny borough suffered unimaginable damage from the worst storm in generations. Superstorm Sandy destroyed the boardwalk and flooded the town with millions of gallons of water. Preparations began days earlier.
About a day before the hurricane came, we were on a conference call with the governor's office, and someone from the National Weather Service informed all of us, after going through a whole litany of numbers and facts and figures about barometric pressure, waves, heights, tidal surges, essentially that this would be the worst storm anyone alive had ever seen before at the Jersey Shore. And at that point is when we knew we had to take this as seriously as possible.
Like all the years, living down here 63 years, we've had hurricane warnings before. And everybody takes them lightly.
For us, this isn't the first time. We've boarded up our windows multiple times over the years, and we always try to take as much precaution as possible because you never know what's going to happen, and we always try to take that into account. So yeah, we did. I mean, I definitely think there were certain things we lacked on that we didn't expect to happen. You know, the water came through the entire bottom floor of the store, and so it annihilated all the inventory downstairs, and we never expected it to go throughout the whole store.
So we declared a state of emergency throughout the town. We required all businesses to close, and for the first time in Belmar's history, we had a mandatory evacuation of all residents.
It was the day of Sandy. I was up by the boardwalk here, and if the reality finally hit that we're going to have a huge storm surge.
I'm 4 blocks from the beach on 9th Avenue, and I said to my husband, I said, never in a million years are we going to get water up this far. And we didn't think about the lake overflowing from the wave, and that's where we got the water. And it was creeping up, and I'm going, oh, I think we should have left.
It was just like a scramble. We all had to just get through and strap down what we could strap down, and then see what happened the next morning.
When I think back to that night, I think of how lucky we were that we had no deaths and no serious injuries either. But we were as prepared as we could be. The boardwalk we stand on today is here and brand new because the old one was completely destroyed. It had no chance up against the storm surge from Hurricane Sandy. You know, the morning after the storm hit, we were in rescue and recovery mode. We had about 40% of our town flooded. And Belmar acts like a basin, so once the water came in, there was no way for it to get back out. So we had to turn into an emergency mode of getting pumps here, some pumps that were used to pump out New Orleans after Katrina. And we began pumping water from our town back into the Atlantic Ocean. And at our peak, we were pumping 60,000 gallons of water a minute. And it still took us 6 days to fully get all the water out of the streets and out of people's homes back into the ocean.
I was here the day after, and to see the destruction and the condition of the beach as well as the boardwalk, and then to watch the evolution after that was unbelievable.
The water came 5 feet from our back door. We literally kayaked all through the town.
When we just had no power, I came down to work and volunteer. And it was you just went on automatic pilot and you didn't think. But afterwards, like 5, 6, 7 days afterwards, you understand the meaning of post-traumatic stress. That's when it sits in. When I took the first ride down here on the ocean front, that was very powerful.
Everything was by flashlight. It was really hard to see a lot of what went on. It took us about almost a month and a half to get power back at all.
All the neighbors pulled together. We had one neighbor that had a generator, like 3 houses away from us. I ran extension cords all the way over just so we could keep our refrigerator going once in a while and run a little bit of heat.
We went down to 10th, and we walked up to it, and I just saw the devastation. 10th Avenue Pavilion was like totally wiped out. And I was just like shocked, and I started crying. And there was a gentleman that came up to me and put his arm around me and said, "It'll be all right." And I'm looking at him like I didn't even know who he was, but I realized he had drove in from the Midwest. And he said, I've seen plenty of disasters where I've gone. He was with the electrical company. And he said to me, he goes, you'll see it. Within a year, you'll be back. And less than a year, we were back our boardwalk. So it was right, but still at the time, you're so shocked.
Yeah, and it'll never be the same.
What we did as a team, as a community, it was a bunch of us that reached out and created like a shelter almost at my buddy 10th Ave Burritos. Him and we did all the cooking for like thousands of people and raised a bunch of money to give to the town, and just to see the people come out, my neighbors, they're underwater. It was just really, hit home.
We had so many people here with us trying to help us, giving flashlights, help us get in, help us move. I really never saw people come together like they did.
One of the best stories that exemplifies the type of community we have is regarding our water rescue team. One of the water rescue volunteers was out that night, neck deep water, swimming, using canoes, wave runners, everything they could to get to homes. And one of the volunteers, while he was doing this with his fellow volunteers, his house was being destroyed. And he never asked for help for his home. He never asked for help for himself. All he did that night was say, what can I do to help others? And I think that speaks volumes and is a great example of the type of character of the people here in Belmar, and what people did that night, and why there were no lives lost and no serious injuries. There was no playbook for the cleanup or the rebuild, but I've stated publicly, and I think it's absolutely true, I think for a small town like us, we wrote the playbook on how to recover from a storm and rebuild a boardwalk in time for Memorial Day.
I mean, the boardwalk has never looked better. The water is super clean. I surf, and I've been in that water like literally days after the storm. There was never anything in the water here. The water is crystal clear, beautiful, and yeah, it's going to be a great summer.
I'm hoping that it's going to be an awesome summer. I'm hoping that people are going to want to come to the shore, experience, help the people that were here. They know, there's been so many stories out there about local businesses and people trying to get back on their feet, and I really do think people have big hearts for that and want to help.
I'm really super excited. This is going to be a little taste of what we're going to be able to do in the future for, the Jersey Shore. This is Belmar's, it's been back, and it really never left, which is, I get a little emotional. I probably will cry about it a little bit. It's great, and that's the most important thing to me, is just seeing everybody get together and come together and be together.
Welcome back, Belmar.
Welcome back, Belmar.
Welcome back to everybody. Belmar is ready to go. Hope to see you here.
Welcome back, Belmar.
Welcome back to Belmar.
Welcome back, Belmar. We made it.
Welcome back to Belmar.
Welcome back to Belmar.
Welcome back, Belmar. Welcome back to the beach, and welcome back to all our friends and family that are gonna enjoy beautiful beach days, rainy beach days, every beach day. Here in our community, and I love it all. I love Belmar. Period.